I should think one of our top stories today, new at noon, no injuries after a fire spread to the roof overnight at a Jiffy Lube. This happening in Montgomery County. On a post on X, County Fire and Rescue Services responded to the 3200 block of Automobile Boulevard just after 2:15 this morning. When officials arrived, they found smoke and flames had spread to the roof. The fire was quickly extinguished. Officials added that the building had no sprinklers, and it's still unknown what started the fire. The estimated cost and damage, a little under $250,000.
Oh, wow, that's a lot. All right, let's head into the district. Three people shot in the district. That is on a Tuesday. That happened last night. One of them, a child. Police say it happened on N Street Northwest, not too far from New York Avenue at around 7:15 in the evening. The victims are two men and a child believed to be around 5 years old, just 5 years old. They were all alive when rushed to the hospital. Police also say they don't think the three were targeted. Police say they're also looking for two people who were wearing all dark clothing, and they shot into the courtyard area before escaping on foot. Anyone with information is asked to contact police.
All right, Shanika, grand jury indicting former FBI Director James Comey once again. This time, the charges stem from a social media post that he shared last year of an image with shells spelling 8647. And the Justice Department calling it a direct threat to President Trump. DC News Now's Daniel Hamburg takes a closer look.
This is the photo at the center of the Justice Department's case against former FBI Director James Comey. He posted it on Instagram with the caption, "Cool shell formation on my beach walk." Dictionary Merriam-Webster says 86 is slang to throw out, get rid of, or refuse service to. 47 referring to President Trump.
You are not allowed to threaten the President of the United States of America. That's not my decision. That's Congress's decision in a statute that they passed that we charge multiple times a year.
Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche, who was previously Trump's personal lawyer, is charging Comey with knowingly and willfully making a threat to take the life of and to inflict bodily harm upon Trump, and with transmitting a threat in interstate commerce. Comey denies any wrongdoing.
And this won't be the end of it. But nothing has changed with me. I'm still innocent. I'm still not afraid. And I still believe in the independent federal judiciary. So let's go.
Republican lawmakers aren't surprised by the indictment.
There's a whole chapter of abuses that were done by the previous administration, I believe, and there's a lot of people that want to see justice.
Democrats say the administration needs to stop weaponizing the justice system against political opponents.
I think the acting attorney general should take the message and quit allowing the Department of Justice to be used as a tool for retribution by President Trump.
And Sheikh, of course, we had mentioned earlier, this is the second time that James Comey has been indicted. The first time Pam Bondi, of course, was the AG. Now Mr. Blanche is the interim Attorney General, so confirmation. Listening to just legal experts yesterday talking about this indictment, they feel that there's a lot of potential holes here in the second indictment as well as there were the first time around, but we'll have to wait and see. There's always, there was always that joke that you would hear over the years that you can indict a ham sandwich if you can find a grand jury to do so. But again, we'll have to I'm sure everybody will take a closer look as this moves forward.
Yes, we'll wait and see. Thank you, Mark, for that. And on Capitol Hill, House Republicans are ramping up their investigation into D.C.'s crime data. In a letter to the interim police chief, the Oversight Committee says Internal Affairs found substantiated claims against D.C. police leadership tied to how crime was being reported. And lawmakers are now demanding documents on the department's crime data, warning that they could use and issue subpoenas for those details if the department doesn't comply by mid-May. And that is something that they had their eyes on for a long time now. Crime numbers did go down, so it is good to see that. But then when we say crime numbers have gone down, and you talk about data numbers being, toyed with, you wonder really what that is. But, here at DC News Now, we cover a lot of the crime. So we are able to see that those numbers did, in fact, trend down.
It certainly felt like it. And, again, the numbers sometimes they can be a bit subjective, but
Yeah.
the numbers reflect that, violent crime and crime across the board is down. That's certainly good news for folks that not only live in the district, but also visited or live in the surrounding region. So, Shanika, King Charles visit, still creating quite a buzz. What's the latest with that?
Yes, creating such a buzz. He's making different stops. The royal visit continues in the district. King Charles spoke during a state dinner at the White House on Tuesday night. He started his speech giving President Trump his sympathies over the shooting at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. That was on Saturday. So he also made several jokes, including about the president's ballroom construction, referencing the War of 1812. King Charles received a standing ovation when he entered the House floor to speak to lawmakers. And he's the first British monarch to address a joint session of Congress since his mother, Queen Elizabeth II, in 1991. In that speech, he highlighted the alliance, acknowledging ongoing war conflicts and denouncing Saturday's assassination attempt of President Trump.
Shanika, I remember when King Charles was Prince Charles, even before he got married to Princess Diana. I'll just choose my words carefully, but he was him. He was that guy back in the day, and it's just kind of interesting to see how, as time has gone on, he has, in many ways just evolved across the board. So his visit, continues? He's in New York City today, and then he comes back to the region, right?
Yes, he goes to New York, and then he comes back to Virginia for America 250.
All right.
So.